Welcome.
Thank you. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Awesome. Again, my name is Eli. I'm a senior trainer for Tony Robbins. Is anybody here familiar with the name Tony Robbins?
Yes.
Awesome. Some of you guys might not be that familiar, what he's up to, what he's kind of all about. I was introduced to Tony Robbins in 2005, so about 10 years ago. And I've been to a lot of events, a lot of trainings, and I felt like I was going to all these events, reading all these books, kind of getting all pumped up emotionally, and then I was going right back to my same old habits and routines. Like nothing was really changing in my life. You guys ever feel like that? You know, and I found this guy and I figured out that it's not information that changes our lives, it's experiences. And for the past 37 years, people like Michael Jordan, Michael Dell, Donald Trump, Bill Gates, Oprah Winfrey, 4 of the past 5 American presidents have been trained and coached by Tony Robbins. These people that I just mentioned, do you think they're already successful, yes or no?
Yes.
Then why in the world would super successful people that are super busy, why do they take time to get coached by anybody? Why do they do it?
Get better.
To get better. What they realize is this: no matter how successful you are, no matter how long you've been in this business, there's always the next level, true or false?
Yes.
So that's what we're going to figure out today. Where are we at right now, and where do we want to be? Because there's always going to be a gap between where we are and where we could be. Does that make sense?
Yes.
When you think about it, if a plant's not growing, what is it doing? Same thing with us. There's always going to be a next level, and we feel most alive when we're really pushing through, overcoming challenges, and getting more out of this thing called life. So I promise you, in this little bit of time, we're going to figure out how to do that. Does that sound good?
Yes.
But here's the thing. We can't sit around like we did back in our 7th grade math class. Because if you did that, who here remembers everything from 7th grade algebra? By show of hands. Nobody. Because we're all sitting around thinking like, oh my God, this sucks, this is boring, when's lunch? All the information went in one ear, and then where did it go? Out the other. And that's because we were listening passively. And research says that if we do that today, we only retain and keep about 7% of the information we hear. It's like we're wasting our time. But if we do some key things like take down notes, maintain eye contact, actually shout back answers, what it does is it engages our nervous system, and we retain up to 90% of the things we hear. So the key word today is going to be participation. What's the key word?
Participation.
Are you guys ready to have some fun?
Yes.
Awesome. Sit up in your chair with lots of energy. Take a deep breath. Now turn to your neighbor and go like this. Say, I'm committed. Are you?
I'm committed. Are you?
Gigi, nice to meet you. One of the things that Tony always asks his audience is, what determines our success? And like I said, I've been in this company before. I've talked to you guys, I think a few times I've been here, years and years ago, but I've talked to over 250,000 real estate agents, and I'm always asking this question: what is the difference that makes the difference? For some of you guys that are a little bit familiar with Tony, who's here familiar with Tony's story? Anybody? Does anybody know where he grew up? A little town called Azusa. At the age of 17, Tony was working as a janitor, cleaning banks at night, putting himself through high school right in Glendale. But by the age of 28, he was coaching Ronald Reagan, the President of the United States. And just like me, just like a lot of you, Tony said he was going to all these events, getting all pumped up, but then nothing was changing in his life. So he got this question in his mind: what is the difference that makes the difference? How is it you can talk to somebody, maybe you know somebody in this business who's been struggling financially, and then one day something happens and they turn it all around. You know people like that? Yeah. Somebody's in a terrible relationship, or they're in terrible health, and something happens and they turn it all around. What's the difference that makes a difference? How does people get to that mindset? What is that thing? What are those distinctions that make us live life at the peak? But if you were to think about people in this business, somebody who's the best of the best in real estate, how would you describe them? How would you describe somebody who's the best in this business?
Hardworking.
Hardworking, successful,
Consistency.
decisive, passionate. What else?
Consistency.
Consistent, 100%. They got high energy. What else? Mindset, confident. All these things are 100% true, and they all tie into the first thing we're going to talk about, the word patterns. Everybody has a worksheet, and if you don't, just write down in your form somewhere or your piece of paper, write down the word patterns. Now, who can tell me what is a pattern? What's a pattern? Something repeats itself. It's kind of like for human beings like us, it's kind of like a habit. True or false?
Yes.
How many here today have some good habits? Put them up. Let me try this again. Who brushed your teeth this morning? We all got some good habits for you to be here. How many of you also have some bad habits? We all do. So what I want to do right now is a quick little exercise that's going to teach me about some of your habits and patterns, the way you show up in your business, but also in your personal life as well. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Please, everybody stand up. Oh crap, we gotta move. First thing I want you to do is just stay in there, put your hands out in front of you about 6 inches like so. And then when I say go, we're gonna clap our hands together like this. What was your name, ma'am?
Dickie.
What is it? Dickie. Everybody look at her. She was like 6 inches. That's what I'm talking about. That's a big 6 inches. I like the way you think. All right, but anyway, when I say go, we're gonna clap our hands. Are you ready?
Yes. Yes.
1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3. How quick do we learn patterns? In less than 5 seconds, we already developed a pattern. Think about it. How quick in your business do somebody tell you no a few times, or you experience something in your personal life, and before you know it, you fall into the same old patterns, habits, routines of thought, feeling, and emotion. And those patterns take our life in a certain direction, don't they? True or false?
Yes.
This time, take both your hands and intermingle all of your fingers together, just like that. And take a good look at your thumbs. Who has their right thumb over their left thumb? Put it up nice and high. Oh, it's very good. Latest research says that if your right is over your left, it means you're very creative and sexy, and you're going to be an amazing mother. I just saw a lot of you guys switch your thumbs. Now, who has left over the right? This is very good too. This means you're most likely the logical thinkers, and you're all going to be multi-millionaires. I looked around. Did anybody have their thumbs like this side by side?
Oh my God.
Anybody side by side? Right here. Man, what was your name? What's your name? She had her thumbs side by side. You know what this means? It means you're going to make a lot of money and have a lot of sex. Hey guys, it's just a joke. Here's the most interesting part. Guys, put your hands on the word, and I want you to switch them. Switch everything.
Oh my God, it's uncomfortable.
How does it feel when you switch it?
Uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable. And guys, why is it uncomfortable? It's because I broke your what? Pattern. And my point is this. I said every single person in this room, we've all got a next level inside of us. True or false? True. But if you want to achieve more, do more, be more, have more, make more money, you might have to make some changes in your life. True or false? True. And all changes feel uncomfortable. You think about it, if you go to the gym and you got a great personal trainer and they say, hey, do 10 reps of an exercise. Which one is the hardest one to do? 1 through 10, which one? 10. Which one gives you all the growth?
10.
The 11th, the 12th, the 15th. It's when you push past what's comfortable, that's when you grow. You guys follow? Yes. It's the same thing mentally and emotionally. So do I have your permission to push you guys a little bit today, even if it feels a little bit uncomfortable? Yes? Yes. Go and give yourself a big round of applause. You guys going to see doing great. Let's get ready to do it now. Here's what I want you to think about. I want you to imagine if I had a big scale up here. If I had a big scale up here from 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself personally? Where do you feel like you're tapping into your full potential as a human being? Where do you feel like you're tapping into your full potential on a scale of 1 to 10? And if you give yourself a lower number, that's okay. That just says to me that deep within yourself, you believe there's some area of your life you're not fully showing up. You know you could be doing a whole lot better in your income and your health. Like some area of your life you're not really giving your all. A level 10, if you're there, that means that you feel like you can't get any better in any area of your life. You're like maxed out in your potential. How would you rate yourself personally? Go ahead and write that down on your piece of paper. How would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's not a competition.
For this business, that's personal, right?
For all these?
Do we write it on these boxes?
Anywhere. Just anywhere. Just let it
One number?
Just a blank area.
Just one
What's
number?
that?
You want one number or
Just
one
one
for
number.
each box?
Just anywhere. Just like right there.
Okay.
On a scale of 1 to 10 for your total potential. Who said they're like a 1 or 2? Awesome. 3 or 4? Thank you for your honesty. 5 or 6? Awesome. 7 or 8? And 9 or 10? All right, I'm going to say as a group. We're floating somewhere around, what would you say?
6.
6-ish. At a 6-ish? Is that fair to say, guys? Yes?
Yes.
Everybody put down a 6. I'm going to tie us all together as a team because think about it. If somebody comes into your office and they got a terrible mindset, really negative, does that energy affect everybody else, yes or no? Yes. But if somebody's like achieving a deal, they're like winning, they're breaking through, does that energy affect everybody else? True. Yes? So everybody write down a 6. And why do you think it is great news to be at a 6? What do you guys think?
Lots of
We're halfway
potential.
through.
Room to grow. If you all told me you're at a 10 right now, I'd actually feel bad for you. Because that means the money you have to bank, your health, the influence over your children, you're like, this is as good as it gets. But what this number tells me is honestly, you believe somewhere inside of yourself, you don't need to be motivated. How do I know you don't need to be motivated? Because you're here, you showed up. The people that need to be motivated didn't even show up today. You believe already, you already know there's more to be had in this life. There's more to success, true or false? True. What this number tells me is this, for your business, you believe somewhere inside of yourself 40% of your income is being left on the table every single day. True?
True.
I say with the kind of people that actually, so often people go to some workshop like this or they go to some seminar and they get all pumped up emotionally, then they go right back to their same old patterns and habits because it's comfortable. True or false? True. In order for you to really get something out of this time, in order for you to get that 40% back in your pocket, who would like to get a 40% raise in the next quarter? Say aye. Aye. Guys, I'm going to show you how to get more out of your business, more out of every area of your life. And this little bit of time we have here. But if you're really going to get something out of this workshop, where it's not just a pump up, we have one important rule. You guys ready for it?
Yes.
You've got to be 100% honest with yourselves. Not with me. You got to be 100% honest with you. Are you willing to do that? Yes?
Yes.
Then here's my question. If right now, if you know somewhere inside of yourself that you're not fully showing up, if you're not playing your life at a level 9 or 10, if you're not at your max potential, what are 2 reasons you feel you're not at your best self? Where you're not already at that next level of what you call success? And the first 2 reasons you can think of, please write them down on your sheet or anywhere on your piece of paper. Write down 2 reasons you feel you're not already more successful. Does that make sense? Yes, you guys follow? Awesome.
Really did it? Really good. Really good. I think we get to go inside.
Who has a reason they'd like to share with the group? Show hands. Participation. Yes, ma'am. What's your name? Stella? Stella. You know, what's something that stops us? What's that? Nothing can stop us. That's right. And here's a question I ask myself. I ask myself this all the time. Are there people living on this planet today who've come from far worse with far more challenges, but still achieve far more in far less time? Is that true, yes or no?
Yes.
So I think, what are some of the reasons, and it's not that we're bad or anything like that, but what are some of the patterns of thought, feeling, and emotion? What stops people from really being at that next level? Does it make sense? Yes? Yeah? Right here, what's your name?
Annie.
Annie, what's something that stops us?
Comfort, laziness.
Comfort zone. Laziness. Raise your hand if you've ever been lazy. Some of you like this. Laziness. Laziness can stop us. Thank you. And I think you heard you say comfort zone. Is that right?
Yeah.
Has anybody else ever been in a comfort zone?
Yeah.
A comfort zone where things are like, they're not like really, really great, not like the best they could be, but they're not so bad that you're willing to do something about it. You're just kind of like, it's like okay.
Fine.
You know? There's nothing worse than an okay life. You know? Comfort zone. What else is something that stops us? Fear. Who said it? Fear. Does fear stop us, yes or no?
Yes.
And in this business, there's fear of rejection, fear to get your hopes up, even fear of success, because when you do become more successful,
Yes.
it puts a lot of attention on you, a lot of judgment, a lot of what they say, haters. You know, a lot of people get that extra responsibility, so they never really give their all. Does that make sense? Yes. Fear can be huge. What else is something that stops us? Not all at once.
Excuses.
Organization. Yes, excuses, organization. Could we all be a little more organized at times, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. You know, man, what's your name? Isabel, what's something that stops us? What's something that stops us?
Fear number 1.
Fear number 1.
Not being organized number 2.
Okay.
And giving up.
Giving up. Awesome. You know, and right there in the blue shirt, what's your name? Yes, yes. What's something that stops us? Health and lack of routine. Can we all relate? Yes? Yes. Right there in the nice, the black. What's your name? Yes. Ida. What's something that stops us? School. Clear time management, priorities, responsibilities. Yes. Anybody bring me up? What's your name? Rebecca, what's something that stops us? Not enough energy. Ah, you know? 100%. You know? Man, what's your name?
Anna.
Anna, what's something that stops us?
Lack of motivation.
Lack of motivation. You know, guys, it can be a million different things. Priorities, responsibilities. We've all got a life outside of our work, yes?
Yes.
Hopefully. And sometimes that thing called life gets in the way. But how many guys agree, check this out, how many guys agree that no matter where you're at in your life today, it's not a competition. But if you really want to take yourself to the next level where you feel like you're most alive, achieving more, doing more, having more of an impact on your family, who here wants that? Show of hands. Everybody? How many guys agree that if you're going to have more of what you want in your life, you have to have a planned strategy? You guys agree?
Yes.
You got to know what you want and why you want it. You have to commit to take massive action on that plan every single day. But through the fear, the negativity, the priorities, through all the challenges that we're going to face in our lives, how many guys agree that you'd have an unshakable, unstoppable mindset and psychology? True or false?
Yes.
True or false?
True.
And how many guys also agree, check this out, every area of your life affects every other area. Isn't it true? Yes. Think about it. What's a really, really important area of your life? Your family life. You know when you go into somebody's home, or maybe your home, there's like a certain energy in the home. You ever feel like that?
Yes.
Like when you go into a nice, warm, loving home, there's a certain energy there. If there's a lot of stress in the home, do you feel that, yes or no?
Yes.
A lot of stress. You can feel it when you walk in there. It's like a real feeling. If you go home tonight and you go into your family life and you connect with your kids and everything, and there's a lot of stress in the home, does that affect your health?
Yes.
If your health's not good, does that affect your work?
Yes.
If your work's not good, does that affect your income?
Yes.
And if you're not making money, does that affect your family?
Yes.
It doesn't matter where you go in that wheel of life, every area of your life affects every other area. Now this guy, Tony's helped millions and millions, over 50 million people take their life to the next level. And he's always asking that question. What is the difference that makes the difference? Why do some people turn it all around and some people barely get by? You know, for real estate. Why is it I can walk into a company like yours and I'll find one person there who's a top performer no matter what the economy's doing? You know people like that?
Yes.
Somebody in the same market, same opportunity, same license, same everything. Hasn't closed a deal in 6 months. What separates the two? What do you guys think?
Motivation.
Mindset. Why is it I'll talk to someone?
Getting the work done.
Don't get the work done?
It's actually doing it.
Commitment? Passion? Well, why is it I'll talk to someone, maybe somebody here, that will find a way to go home tonight, and they got this amazing, loving, passionate, intimate relationship. Somebody else will never have that in life. Some people get to the gym 5, 6, 7 times a week. They eat right every day. They take care of their health. Somebody else is like, I can't find the time to take care of myself. Why do some people on this planet, no matter what challenges they've been through, they always have something inside why they can do it, why they can break through. But some people, they have a habit and a pattern of why they can't do it. And all these patterns right here, all these things we broke down are 100% true, and these will stop us. But what are these things really? Excuses. We actually have a very scientific term for what these are. You guys ready for it? It all comes down to this. Write this down. It comes down to our BS. Which stands for?
Belief system.
Belief system. Yes. Yes. Our belief system. So who can tell me though, if everything that's driving a human beings, our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, is something inside of us called a belief system, then what is this thing called a belief? How would you define the word belief? How would you define belief? What is it? What's that? Comes from your mindset?
On mindset, yeah.
Well, here's something really cool. Check this out. Every single one of us here in this room, we all have different beliefs, true?
Yes.
Yes.
You have different beliefs about your career, about health, about relationship. But the things that you believe about yourself, about business, about life, is not information that created that, but your beliefs, what you feel certain about in your life, those beliefs were created from your past experiences of life. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Something happened, we say, oh, that means I'm this way. I'm this kind of person. Life is, business is, money is, relationship is. The beliefs that you have inside of you are creating your results, because here's the thing. Check this out. Every result you have in your life today, say how much money you have in the bank today, that's a result. The health of your body, the love and connection that you feel with your family, or even strangers on the street, the amount of connection that you feel with human beings. These are all some kind of results, yes?
Yes.
Your results come from your actions or your lack of actions in that area. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Your actions come from your decisions. Does that make sense?
Yes.
One of my favorite quotes right here, there's another quote that Tony has too. He says, it's in our moments of decision that our destiny is shaped. You guys ever heard that before?
Yes.
Think about it. I mentioned somebody can turn around their life. With one new decision, you can turn around your life, but for most people, it's uncomfortable. And they have a habit of not making decisions. Has anybody read that book, Think and Grow Rich? Read that book?
Yes.
It says the number one cause of failure is indecision. Most people waffle back and forth. The skill set of leadership is the skill set of making decisions. When you vote for a president of the United States, you say, hey, this guy's going to make better decisions than this guy. Does that make sense? CEO of a company, what do? They make decisions all day. Decision-making ability is how you take your power back, but indecision is what kills people. If you make a bad decision, what does the leader do? They make a new decision. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So where do your decisions come from? They come from your thoughts. And where do your thoughts come from? They come from your beliefs. What you believe about your career, what you believe about health, what you believe about yourself. Your beliefs are creating your results. Does this make sense?
Yes.
So when I talk about these beliefs, they mainly come down to this. Write this down. A belief is a feeling. A belief is a feeling of absolute certainty you have about something. That's the definition. A belief is a feeling of absolute certainty you have about something. Does this make sense? You guys follow? Yes? Mm-hmm. I'll give it to me. Yes?
Yes.
A belief is a feeling of absolute certainty you have about something. is something that's been created inside of you, what you feel certain about based on your past experiences of life. You guys make sense? Yes?
Yes.
So when I talk about these beliefs, we mainly have two. How many?
2.
I'll give it to me. How many? 2. First one is this. Please write this down. It's called an empowering belief. What is it?
Empowering.
And team, what do you think an empowering belief does?
Empowers you.
They empower us. You know, not a trick question. They motivate us. They drive us. They empower us. They get us to take massive
Action.
towards everything you want to do, have, be, become, create. And it's limited amount of time that you have on that. These are the beliefs that you pick up inside of your life. You got to cover it and teach you to move forward in your life. Makes sense? Yes. Second kind of belief is this. Please write this down. It's called a limiting belief. What is it?
Limiting.
And see, what do you think a limiting belief does?
Limits you.
They limit us. They stop us. They stop us from taking massive what?
Action.
Action. These things that we wrote down on our worksheet today, these things all relate to a limited belief system, a limited psychology. Limitations that we picked up in the past based on experiences that we've had that might be stopping us from breaking through. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Guys, here's a quick example. I want to make sure you guys get this. Do you know somebody, by show of hands, who here knows somebody that lost money in real estate in 2008? We all do. True or false? So somebody, that same potential client today, might have a great opportunity in front of them that makes a lot of sense. But because they were hurt in the past, they make a disempowered decision today that makes sense. Makes sense? Yes. So because something happened there that has nothing to do with this, they still make an indecisive decision here. It makes sense?
Yes.
Do you know people that want to get into a relationship, but because they were hurt in the past, they bring their past into the present, and it affects the way they show up in their life. Does it make sense? Yes. It affects their belief system. If you guys here, I'm going to make it really relatable to your business though. Think about it. Your business, are there a lot of belief systems about the market, the economy, about your business right now? Yes or no?
Yes.
But here's the thing, check this out. 5 years ago in real estate, were people making money?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Were some people not making money?
Yes.
Today, are people going to make money?
Yes.
Are some people not?
Yes.
So if you get anything I say, you got to get this. There is no such thing as a bad market. There is no such thing as a bad economy. There is no such thing as a bad... Some of you might not agree with me, but I swear there is no such thing as a bad anything that has ever happened to you in your entire life. Because we all know people living on this planet today who have overcome the most horrific challenges, but they still use that as fuel to still come on top. True or false?
True.
There is no such thing as a bad anything that will stop you out there, but what will stop you in your life is a bad mindset or a bad set of emotions or beliefs living inside of yourself. Does this make sense?
Yes.
So that's why I want to take a moment. I want to share with you. You guys want to see something really cool?
Yes.
It's super cool. You want to see it?
Yes.
I want to show you how the beliefs and patterns you picked up in your life up until today, they determine how much money you're going to make in your life, your health, your love and connection with your family, your kids, with strangers, everything. And then I'm going to show you how you can get more success out of every area of your life. Would you like to see that?
Yes.
I said more success in every area of your life. Would you like to see that?
Yes.
So on your worksheet, you have these 4 boxes, and if you don't have a worksheet, just write down 4 boxes. In the bottom left-hand box, there's an R. R is going to stand for the word results. What is that?
Results.
Is goal setting important, yes or no?
Yes.
It's so important. We got to know what the heck we want. Has anybody seen that movie Hitch with Will Smith? Seen that movie? It's an awesome movie. He's coaching that dude and he says, hey man, start your day like it's on purpose. So many people live their life at the effect of the economy, at the effect of other people's thoughts, at the effect of world. But when you're at cause, when you got a purpose in your life, and that book that I mentioned, Think and Grow Rich, says the #1 cause of success is definiteness of purpose. When you meet people that have a purpose and a plan to their life, there's an energy, there's a forward momentum, there's something inside of them that moves you forward in business and life. Does this make sense?
Yes.
So what is your purpose? For today, we're going to call it results or goals. And we said it's important. Goal setting. We're going to write down 2 goals. One is going to be a business goal. How much money would you like to make in your business in the next 12 months? You're going to make some kind of income. What would you like it to be? Is it 100,000, 200,000? What's a result that would stretch you a little bit, that would challenge you beyond the 10? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Write that down in the box that says results. And then also write down 1 personal goal. Something not related to your business at all. Maybe it's a health goal, it's a travel goal, maybe you want to start a relationship, maybe you want to end a relationship, just kidding. Quit smoking, lose weight, run a marathon. What's something you want to do in your personal life outside of your business? Does it make sense?
Yes.
You know, and real quick, just so you guys get an understanding of goals a little bit deeper. You know, I went to Tony's event in 2005, but I graduated high school in 1995. My 20-year high school reunion's coming up next month. It's crazy. But I was really a big fan of this guy who's really good at basketball. His name's Michael Jordan. You guys know who he is?
Yes.
He was pretty good at this game. And some of you guys might not know this, but you know, some of you might know the story that Michael was cut from his high school basketball team. He had a lot of ego, all this stuff. Michael got to the pros. He lost 3 championships in a row to the Pistons. And he had one of those moments in his life where he said, you know what? I'm willing to do whatever it takes. So that offseason, he got a shooting coach. He got a strength coach. He got a nutritionist. He hired Tony Robbins. And I got to hear this audio of Tony Robbins coaching Michael Jordan. And he says to him, Michael, how many games do you want to win? And how many points do you want to average next year? And Michael was like, as many as possible. Tony said, really nicely, that's the stupidest thing you could say. He said, why? He said, imagine this. Imagine if I give you a basketball and I told you to put it in that hoop, but first I put a blindfold on you and spun you around in a circle. Would you be able to put the ball in that hoop? He said, of course not. He said, why? Because I wouldn't be able to see what I'm shooting for. Every single day when you get out of bed, when you come to this office, when you connect with your clients or your family, you have to have a purpose inside of you, something moving you forward. You got to know what you're shooting for in life. Does this make sense? Yes. So is goal setting important? Yes? Yes. No? Ida, how much money do you want to make in your business in the next 12 months? Maybe 100 grand. Awesome. You know, how do you make?
500.
500. You said that with certainty too.
Yes.
You know, 100%. We're going to talk about that. Yes, ma'am. You in the blue shirt.
I put 100,000.
100,000. And right here.
I put 180.
180. And you?
100.
100. Right here, sir. I know you're. Are you in the business?
No.
No. What
I
does he
want
do?
straight A's.
One straight A's. That's awesome. That's a great goal. There you go. Very cool. Very cool. I love that. You know, right here, man. What's your name?
thinking too.
Mary, how about you? Straight A's. Awesome. You know, back there, how much you want to make in real estate? $100,000. Awesome. Are there people making $100,000 in this business? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Right here, man. Me. How much are you going to make? 20 and you make? 150. And you said? 300,000. You know, what is an average number? You know, Armin, sorry, sir, Armin. How much is like an average number? What would be a good goal for everybody here to make?
Let's go 150.
150. Could everybody here make 150K in the next 12 months? Yes?
Yes. Yes.
Could everybody, you know, whatever number you have, whether it's 300, 500, whatever, could everybody here blow away their goals with the right mindset and psychology? Yes?
Yes. Of course. Yes.
So I'm going to put 150K, but you keep what you have there. In order for you to achieve 150K and also to achieve your personal goals, you can do it. If other people are doing it, there's not a damn reason why you can't too. But here's the thing. It's not about getting pumped up and motivated. In order for you to achieve the things that you want, there are specific, measurable actions. There are things that you must be doing on a day-to-day basis. True or false? True. And it's going to be your actions or your lack of actions that determine your success. So A stands for actions. And when I talk about actions today, you know, it's not going out there. There's this really famous success quote that people always say, 80% of success is just showing up. You ever heard that before?
Yes.
It's not true.
No, it's not.
Not true. I've been in your office before, but I've been in over 2,000 different real estate offices across the country in the past decade. And I see people consistently that show up every meeting, that show up every day, still not successful. True? Yes. It's not showing up, it's how you show up. And it's competitive out there. It's how you show up with certainty, with congruence, with confidence. It's looking people in the eye. It's being passionate. You're selling people the largest investment in their life. True or false? Yes. You know, it's a huge deal to them. And they're looking to you as the real estate professional. People don't buy real estate. What do they buy? They buy you. And when they're coming to you with uncertainty, another word for uncertainty is fear. They have uncertainty about the largest investment in their life. So your certainty needs to become so conditioned and strong. Your certainty overcomes their doubt. That's how you become a top performer, but that's how you influence your children. That's how you influence your life. Does this make sense? Yes. And we have to have this congruency where we show up every day. You guys know the word congruency? Yes. What does it mean to you?
Let's Google.
What do you guys think? Alignment. So often in this business, I hear people say something like, Eli, I'm going to make $1 million. Their words are here. Their actions are here. Their thoughts are scattered, and emotionally they're a mess. You guys follow me?
Yeah.
But congruency means alignment. Thoughts, words, actions, feelings in alignment with who you are towards a definite purpose, towards a definite chief aim in life. Does this make sense? Yes. And you got to condition that. But in order for you to condition that, in order for you to take the action and just show up in your life, in your business, in your health, as your absolute best every single day, you must be able to tap into a certain level of your personal potential. P stands for what?
Potential.
I'll give it to you what?
Potential.
And by the way, team, what is the potential of a human being? It's unlimited. Every single day. Can you get better than something in your life than you were yesterday? True or false?
Yes.
It is unlimited. People run races in the Olympics now that are missing legs. Isn't it crazy? And they're fast. Some people can't get themselves to walk around the block in the morning to save themselves from a heart attack. Isn't it true?
Yes.
Your health is pretty darn important because here's the thing, guys. In order for you to tap into your true unlimited, God-given potential. Just become your absolute best. To show up in life and take the actions that you know are necessary to achieve the goals that you wrote down, you can do it. But first, it's what kind of belief, what kind of feeling of absolute certainty must you have about your business, your clients, the economy, but most importantly, what kind of belief system must you have about yourself. So B stands for belief. What is it? Belief. So let's imagine this though. Let's imagine we know somebody working in real estate in the Glendale area. Do you guys know anybody like that?
Yeah.
All right, so let's just imagine, hypothetical example. We know somebody, they're in business, they've been here for a while, and they want to make a lot of money. They want to have more influence over their family, they want to travel the world, they want to have this amazing life. But here's the challenge. Every single day, before they make their first phone call, before they go prospecting, before they go look their clients in the eyes, here's the thing, before they even get out of bed or brush their teeth or even start their day, ingrained inside of their nervous system, they have patterns that have been there for a long time. They want to do more, they want to experience more in life, but they have fear. They've not been taking care of their health. They're stressed out. They're not organized. They make excuses. They're lazy. They procrastinate. Do you guys know anybody like this?
Yes.
Nobody here in this room. You know people like this, yes?
Yes.
So let's imagine we know somebody out there today who's running these patterns of thought, feeling, emotion, of action every single day for a long time. On that day, is that person going to tap into more or less of their potential? More or less?
Less.
So if we tap into less of our potential, do we take more or less action?
Less action.
And some days we might get all pumped up and take more action, but it's less effective action. And if you're taking less effective action towards the things that you want in your life, this is your life. Are you going to get better or worse results?
Worse.
And then we get crappy results, then what do we say? Didn't work. Told you it's the market. Told you it's the economy. Told you it's Obama. It's not my fault. Here's the thing. I said you can have this confidence and certainty inside of yourself, yes?
Yes.
Here's the challenge, guy. Here's the crazy thing. You do become more confident and you do become more certain. But you become more confident and more certain about the wrong things. I told you that's just how I am. I told you that's how business is. I told you there's just not enough time in a day. Not enough time, not enough time, not enough time. Not enough money, not enough money, not enough money. We become more certain about the wrong things. We start believing in our doubts. And we start doubting our beliefs. Does it make sense?
Yes.
And what that feeling of certainty does, guys, this is how we form patterns and habits inside of our nervous system. This is how the rich get richer, the poor get poor, or the mediocre stay stuck. They stay mediocre. It's a conditioned, habitual way of thinking, feeling, acting, and reacting to this thing called life. Does this make sense?
Yes.
And guys, if you're not getting the results you want, check this out, you gotta listen to this. If you're not getting the results that you want in any area of your life, there's only one of two very simple reasons. You wanna know what they are?
Yes.
Number one, you just don't know what to do. If that's the case, I have a simple solution for you. You guys ready?
Yes.
It's called the internet. It's like 20 years ago, think about it. Now you can just type something on a box and the question's right there, YouTube, Google. Isn't it true?
Yes.
What stops people in life isn't the information, it's not the energy, it's not the time, it's not the money. Because we all know people that have overcome all those challenges when they had nothing. True or false?
Yes.
It is never lack of the resources that are out there. It's a lack of the resourcefulness that's inside of here. And the reason a human being will become as unresourceful, tired, drained, depleted at the end of the day is not the resources out there, it's the lack of the resourcefulness in here. And the reason the person will become as unresourceful in their life as they could be is because they got some emotional blocks and some internal conflicts within themselves that have stopped them from breaking through. Does this make sense?
Yes.
So here's the thing. If we want to change our lives, we have to change these patterns, yes?
Yes.
Because Albert Einstein, was he a smart guy, yes or no?
Yes.
What was his definition of insanity?
Doing the same thing over and over.
Us running the same BS patterns that are like over and over and over again and expecting better results is insane. Does this make sense?
Yes.
So imagine this. Imagine if you stepped up. Imagine if you unleashed your power then and you spent 4 days in a room with the #1 success coach on the planet. Your business is 20% mechanics, 80% psychology and emotion. You guys agree?
Yes.
So imagine you spend 3 days, 3.5 days of your life just working on this part of your business, your mind, your emotions, your confidence, your certainty. And you came back to your life, your family, your business with a new sense of certainty, a new belief system about what was possible. And every time you said you saw somebody here, you really believed you could take it to the next level for your clients. You had so much confidence and certainty in yourself where you really conditioned yourself to break through any barrier and you said, hey, if there's not a way, I'm going to find a way. If I can't find one, I'll create one. If this is the mindset that's driving you every day, would you tap into more or less of your potential?
More.
More or less? More.
More.
If you're taking more action, if you're tapping into more potential, would you take more or less action?
More action.
If you're taking more action, would you get better or worse results?
Better.
And you get these better results, then what do you say? Yoo-hoo! See, I knew I could do it. There's this really awesome quote that says, success breeds success. True or false?
Yeah.
You start achieving things. You know, a little more confidence, dressing a little sharper, looking people in the eye, a little more spark in your step. You're hungry, you're excited, you're passionate, you feel like you're growing as a human being. You feel like you're achieving more. And you set bigger goals for yourself, bigger challenges. You have more potential, more action, better results, and it becomes a success cycle for your life instead of a downward spiral. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Think about this. There are so many emotions that we feel in a week. Frustration, boredom, tired, overwhelmed, happiness, joy. I think that one of the emotions that you must cultivate within yourself every single day is an attitude of gratitude. Because I live in Beverly Hills now, and I have two of my own businesses. Tony's helped me a lot, and I meet so many people I coach that are so successful. You know, great kids, great family, but they are ruined inside. Emotionally, they are like negative, angry people. You know people like this?
Yes.
Every single day, you got to be grateful. We live in a great country. You have great opportunities all around you. You have the most amazing machine that's ever been created, and it was given to you for free. Where's it at? It's your body, but you got to take good care of yourself, yes?
Yes.
You also have the most amazing, powerful, beautiful, brilliant computer system in the world. It's better than Google, better than your iPhone. Where's this computer at? In your brain. But every computer system in the world, check this out. Every computer in the world runs a what? They run programs. True?
Yes.
So the question for you today is this. What kind of program have you been running in this powerful computer that you have? Is it a fear program? A laziness program? Bad health program? Stress program? Overwhelm program? A negativity program? I don't have the time program? I don't have the money program? An excuses program? And the way that we can know, the way that you can know what kind of results you're going to have in the future, you don't have to be psychic. The beliefs and patterns, the consistent thoughts, feelings, and emotions that are living inside you today are going to equal your results in the future. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Nothing changes in life till we change. And we can't let the economy, we can't let the outside world dictate our economy. In order for us to do something we've never done, we have to be people we've never been. True or false?
Yes.
But those patterns that we have to change some of those patterns, but how long have those patterns been there? A long time, true? A little bit of time or a long time?
Long.
Stanford University did a study decades ago, and they proved that 50% of our patterns and habits were formed inside of us based on what we saw in our environment by the age of 5 years old. Isn't it crazy? That affects our health, the quality of our relationships, the quality of our income, our self-esteem, our self-confidence. 95% of our patterns were there by the age of 18. And guys, I'm not saying that you have this whole crazy list of negative things that are stopping you personally. But can we all agree that we might have picked up one or two limitations in our psychology and emotions in the past 20 years? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
And those patterns, do you think, the patterns that you wrote down, do you think they cost you money, yes or no?
Yes.
A little bit or a lot?
A lot.
Like $100?
No.
Probably millions if you're honest with ourselves. What does it cost to have fear, uncertainty, doubt, negativity, to be at the effect of other people or causes or thoughts, instead of being a cause? You know, and it affects our business, of course, but I think there's more important areas of your life that these patterns affect. Do you guys agree?
Yes.
Do these things affect your health? They cause stress.
Yes.
Yes.
Do they affect your family?
Yes.
And if we're learning these patterns at a very young age, that means that we teach them to our kids. Make sense? What is the consequence of not changing these patterns? What's going to happen?
Stay the same.
Stay the same? Does anything in life stay the same?
No.
If a plant's not growing, what is it doing?
Dying.
Same thing with us. If you're not constantly prospecting in your business and happy about it, passionate and excited to go out there and connect with human beings, if you're not prospecting, does your income stay the same, yes or no? No, it doesn't stay the same. Your health. If you're not constantly doing things to make your health better, does your health stay the same every year? No. In life, in all areas of life, you are doing things to move you forward or you are falling behind. Does it make sense?
Yes.
But the past doesn't equal the future. I mentioned earlier, a lot of people make decisions based on past events, beliefs that they picked up because they were hurt sometime in the past. Your past does not equal your future unless you stay locked in the past. Does this make sense?
Yes.
So here's what I want you to do. Take a look at those patterns you wrote down, and let me ask you this. If you destroyed those patterns, if you really had that psychological, emotional shift, your business, 80% mindset and psychology, and if you made this part of yourself stronger than it ever been, how would that affect your business? What would happen in your business and your personal life if you changed those patterns? So write this down. 1, how much more money would you make in the next 12 months over what you made in the last 12 months? How much of a raise would you give yourself if you destroyed these patterns? Does this make sense? You guys follow me, yes?
Yes.
How much more money would you make if you changed those patterns? Is that 100,000 more, 200,000 more, 300,000 more? What would be possible for you in your business?
Unlimited.
What's that?
Unlimited.
There's going to be a limit. Nobody ever got an unlimited check. We got to know what we're shooting for, right? Goals are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant with a timeline. So not unlimited, but it's going to be big, yes?
Yeah.
Awesome. So write down a number, something to shoot for. And then also, guys, I want you to look at that wheel of life. Has anybody seen that wheel of life there on your sheet? If not, it's like basically a wheel of life where it has like your health, your finances, your career, all the different areas of your life. And I'm not going to tell my whole story, but I went to this Tony Robbins event in 2005, like I said, and I was at a point in my life for years. People kept on telling me, Eli, you got to go to this Tony Robbins. You got to go. You got to go. But when people keep on telling me you got to do something, what does it make you want to do? I'm like, no, Tony Robbins, infomercial guy. This guy's gonna suck. Big teeth, big hands. I don't want to go. At the age of 23, I was cast to be in a big movie, Superman Returns. It came out in 2004. Has anybody seen that movie?
Yes.
Brandon Ralph, friend got it. And but I managed at the age of 23 to get my 6th DUI. Not easy to do. I was pretty good at this talking thing, so I got out a lot of them. But my dad's in a wheelchair from drinking and driving, and I grew up, and I thought it was kind of cool. For some reason, like it made me connect with my father more, and I just thought like getting out of trouble, it made me feel like I experienced like pleasure from this painful experience, like some kind of sick way. And I had to go to all these AA events that year, and I hated it, but I went to one of the Pacific Palisades, and a guy named Anthony Hopkins. You guys know who he is? Anthony Hopkins? And he said he wouldn't be alive today if it wasn't for this Tony Robbins event. And my first, when you're really negative, like everything's bullcrap. And I'm like, really? But then I found out Princess Diana, coached by Tony for 8 years, 3 royal families, 3.5. Obama's on a waiting list to be coached by Tony. It's like crazy. I figured out all the most successful, Michael Jordan, all my heroes, Wayne Gretzky, Andre Agassi, all coached by this one guy. And so I started to think like, maybe there's something there. So I went up to Anthony Hopkins and we started talking, and he told me that I really need to get my butt to this event. We went to a Starbucks that night, and he sat me down, and he showed me a wheel of life similar to this one that you have in front of you. And he said this to me, Eli, what in your life do you need to change right now? And I looked at it, and I was like, everything. And he said, don't do that to yourself. A lot of times people try to change everything all at once, and it's hard to change everything all at once. Make sense? Yes. So he said this, and this is the gift that he gave me, I want to give to you. He says, what are the 1 or 2 areas for you that if you committed right now, like really made a commitment to change this 1 or 2 areas, everything else would change? And I looked at it for a long time, and I said, money. I said, if I made more money, everything would be okay. He said, Eli, for you, it's not your money. It's your emotions. If you weren't so negative, if you weren't so angry, if you were more confident, if you believed in yourself and what you were doing more, I guarantee you'd make more money. I guarantee you your relationship with your mom would get better. So look at that wheel of life and ask yourself, what are the 1 or 2 areas of your life right now that maybe it's your health, if you had more energy, maybe it is your money. If you made more money, stress in your relationship goes away. Stress in your relationship goes away, you take better care of your health. Make sense? Yes. So write down 1 or 2 areas, circle 1 or 2 areas where you can make a commitment today. And by the way, commitment means you do whatever it takes. Say, hey, if I fix it, if I work on this area with all my energy, the whole game changes. Does it make sense? Yes. So write down 1 or 2 areas. But for income, who has a goal they'd like to share? Man, right here in the nice blue and what is this? Like it's like chains all over your shirt. I like that. It's badass. I like that. What's something? How much more money would you make if you changed the patterns you wrote down? $100,000 more. $100,000 raise. And what's your name? What is it again? Maria Elena. Beautiful. How much more money would you make if you changed the patterns you wrote down?
I would say 100 also.
100 also. Awesome. Another 100K. Awesme. And you make 150. 500,000. And then awesome. And give me one more. I haven't called on yet. Sir in the blue shirt right here. How much money would you make if you change the patterns? Thank you so much. And Armin, you know the team you're obviously better than I do. These are your peeps. We all came together as a team, as a company. The mindset here is already great, yes? But there's always room to improve, yes? Yes. So if everybody here took their mindset, their psychology, the biggest part of their business to the next level, more confidence, more certainty, more passion, more hunger, more energy, on average, how much more money do you think each person here would put in their pocket in the next 12 months?
125.
125K. You guys agree that we could all make more money, yes?
Yes.
And that's just the money. The most important areas of life would change too, yes?
Yes.
125K. So now I'm going to ask you the same question that Mr. Hopkins asked me. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Are you sure you're ready?
Yes.
Is it fair to say then that if you don't commit And again, commitment means you do whatever it takes. If you don't commit to change some patterns in your life today, is it fair to say that in the next year of your life, it will cost you $125K?
Yes.
It will cost your family. It will hurt your health, your finances, your career, your relationships, your emotions, less confidence if we don't commit to grow and take our life to the next level. True or false?
True.
So how many guys are committed? Not just thinking about it like, oh, I hope it just changes in the future. How many guys are really, truly committed to make some changes in your life? If you're committed, say I'm committed. And that is why I feel honored and humbled to share with you a solution that has changed not only my life, but literally the lives of some of the most successful people on the planet. People like, presidents, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, have all been trained by one guy. I've been to every kind of self-development training out there, but there's one thing that's had the biggest impact on my life, because again, it's not the information, it's the experience. The next experience that we have with this guy, we have people coming to it from 63 countries around the world. People are flying here to go to an event. The guy who does this is obviously
Anthony Robbins.
Anthony Robbins. And the name of the event is this, please write this down, UPW, which stands for Unleash the Power Within. Some of you have it written down on your sheet, but write this down, UPW, and write down the dates, October 22nd through the 25th. It's 3.5 days of Tony Robbins. Who here, by a show of hands, has been to this event? Awesome. Yeah, I know you. What was your name again, sir?
Aaron.
Aaron.
Yes.
What was your experience when you went?
It was awesome.
Yeah, did you get much out of it?
Firewalk.
Yeah.
Survived it.
Survived. Yeah. I went to the event. What's that?
It's very insightful to what you're discussing.
I went to the event and I was like so negative. I was like secretly kind of excited to go. Has anybody heard Tony on audio or anything like that?
Yes.
The guy's like pretty amazing. And I was like, all right, maybe there's something there. I had this hope. I was like hoping this wasn't going to suck. And I got there and Tony was talking about managing your emotions, about your state, how you show up every day. Who here thinks they've missed out on a business deal or something important in their life because they weren't in the right emotional state? Anybody? You're gonna learn a lot about emotional state. There are 3 patterns inside of you that affect the way you feel. One is what you focus on. One's your internal language patterns, like that voice in your head. How many of you have a little voice inside of your head? 20 voices, 30 voices, we all do. Your physiology pattern. If I said there was 10 people walked in here today and one of them was confident and the other 9 were not confident, would you be able to tell who was confident just by looking at them, yes or no?
Yes.
Non-confident people, down, shallow breathing, closed off. Confident people leading with their heart, like really open. There's a physiology pattern that affects the way you feel in your state. Does this make sense?
Of course, yeah.
There are 3 patterns that affect your triad. And so on the first day, Tony's talking a lot about managing your emotions. He does some interventions. It's crazy. But at the end of the day, it's not the information, it's the experience. So we all do something called the firewalk. Who here has all walked on fire before? Awesome. I went to the event. I stood there in front of 15 feet of burning hot coals. What kind of emotion do you think I felt?
Fear.
Fear. But here's what fear looks like for me. Check this out. My first thought was, when Tony shows the flames up on the screen, my first thought was, it's not real. And then I said, this is stupid. And then I said, I'll do it next time. I'll watch other people. Remember how all day I've talked about patterns? You guys remember that? These were patterns. Every time in my life, it had nothing to do with the fire. It was my relationship with uncertainty and fear and putting myself out there. Does it make sense?
Yes.
I see a pretty girl I want to talk to. I'd be like, oh, she probably has a boyfriend. I'm not smart enough. I'm not attractive enough. I'm not enough. I saw something I want to do in business. And I would distract myself with alcohol, or I'd distract myself with food, or I'd find an excuse. Every time in life I had something in front of me that was scary, that I felt uncertainty about, instead of stepping up, I had conditioned my mind to step back. Say, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I'll do it next time. Does this make sense? And I realized it's just a pattern that I picked up a long time ago. I don't have the energy, I don't feel like it. It was a thought pattern. I was always conditioned to find an excuse to step back instead of step up. And I realized that day what it was costing me financially. What it was costing me emotionally, my family, what it was costing me even spiritually, not to step up and be myself, my best self in this life. And what happens is this, you see yourself at the event, you see the fire and you feel strong. It's not about the fire, but it's your relationship with fear and uncertainty. You see the thing that you're strong of, you feel fear of, and you feel strong. See the fear, feel strong. You condition it. Make your move, ba-boom, ba-boom, and then you celebrate. And when you celebrate at the event, it's not about having a rah-rah session. You're actually conditioning positive anchors inside of your nervous system. And the way that anchors work, it's like this. Have you ever been listening to the radio and a song comes on and you think about your high school dance? Yeah, that happened? Yes. Or maybe you smell like a certain cologne or a certain perfume and you think of somebody, yes? Whenever I smell Old Spice cologne, I think of my dad and it makes me tear up. You all have these anchors inside of you that take you back emotionally and mentally to a certain place in time. But you also have negative anchors around you in your environment that make you feel off, lazy, not really living your life. This is your life. When you're really free of all this crap, you're really pushing forward because this is your life, yes? You're going to find out these anchors for yourself, and Tony's not just going to teach it to you logically. He's going to put many anchors inside of you to make you feel fearless and unstoppable. Could this come in handy in your life, yes or no?
Yes.
Day 1 by itself will change your life. Day 2 is all about the science of success conditioning. You know, Tony has a new book out called Money Master the Game. Has anybody seen that? There's people like Warren Buffett and Bill Gates. Pretty successful, yes? They have mentors like Paul Tudor Jones, Ray Dalio with $300 and $400 billion hedge funds, all coached by one man for the past 21 years, Tony Robbins. You know, so you're going to learn the 7 master keys of money, really understanding the emotion of your clients, what they're going through. It's going to be amazing for you. But my favorite thing that I got out of the second day when Tony did all the rapport stuff. You know, who here thinks that rapport is important in your business? Rapport means a level of responsiveness with other human beings. Who thinks rapport is important with your family? Rapport is pretty big. Day 2 is amazing, but day 3 is the most powerful day. Please write this down. It's called Transformation Day. Transformation Day. And the reason it's called this is because on this day, you're literally going to find the 3 most limiting patterns in your life. And it's not those things that we wrote down today. Those are not limiting patterns. It's something deeper. Something you're probably not even conscious of. Something you might be conscious of limitations inside of you. Those patterns that have been there for a long time, that little voice, that thing that comes up. And the way that I always explain it to people is like this. See this right here? This is a CD, yes?
Yes.
If I put the CD into a CD player, it plays music. Yes? So there's like an invisible pattern ingrained into this CD. Make sense? So imagine this. What's your name again?
Gigi.
Gigi? Imagine Gigi and I are like drinking buddies, or we're like really good friends. You know, with every single person in your life, you have a certain pattern you go into. When you say, I'm going to prospect today, you go into an emotional pattern. When you walk into your home and you connect with your kids, you go into a pattern. Every person you talk to, you have a pattern of communication between them, yes? So imagine Gigi and I are really good friends, or we just have a pattern of energy between us, yes? And we go into it. And what's your name again, bud?
Chandler.
And then imagine Chandler comes over to me, and we're like into our pattern, and he goes something like, Eli, would you eat your shoes for $10,000? And I'm like, what? Why would you ask me that?
Yeah.
And then I look back at Gigi, and I'm like, what were we talking about? You ever been doing that? You're doing something, and you're talking to somebody, and somebody asks you a question, and you're like, okay. And you're like, what were they talking about?